Hi guys, Heather here from Cozy Creative Crochets, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this cute little playful wallet slash coin purse. It goes perfectly with my playful collection. If you haven't seen it yet, you can check out my website. I have a crossbody bag as well as a slide satchel that would go perfect with this little wallet. I hope you guys enjoy. In this tutorial, you will either need some worsted weight yarn or light worsted weight yarn, a pair of scissors, a 4.25 millimeter hook, and a threading needle. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first we're going to start off by making a magic circle. Okay, so we're going to chain one, and we're going to work our first butterfly puff in that circle. So to do that, we're going to yarn over. We're going to insert hook into that circle and draw up a loop, 3 loops on our hook. You're going to yarn over, insert hook into the same circle, draw up a loop 4 times, which will give you 11 loops on your hook. Just make sure you have 11. If you want a bigger puff, you can yarn over a few more times, but I feel like 11 is good. And then we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all 11 loops. Then we're going to chain 2. And then we're going to yarn over. We're going to insert hook into that same circle and draw up a loop, 3 loops on your hook. You're going to insert your hook into the same circle. You're going to draw up a loop 4 more times. So you'll have a total of 11 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 11 loops. And then chain 1. And we're going to do that 3 more times for a total of 4 butterfly puffs. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch. We're going to join with a slip stitch to the chain 2 space. Here is a good time if you want to change color. You fasten off and then just connect your yarn to the chain 2 space. And then we're going to chain 1. And then in that chain 2 space, we're going to work another butterfly puff. And then that chain 1 space, we're going to work a puff. So to do that, we're going to yarn over. We're going to insert the hook into that chain 1 space and draw up a loop, 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, insert hook into that same chain 1 space and draw up a loop 4 times, which should make it 11 loops on your hook. And then you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 11 loops, and we're going to chain 1. And then in the next chain 2 space, we're going to work another butterfly puff. Okay, in the next chain 1 space, we're going to work another puff. And we're going to repeat those 2 steps 2 more times. Okay, once we're done with round 2, we're going to join with a slip stitch to the chain 2 space. Now is a good time to fasten off if you want to change color and attach to the chain 2 space. You're going to chain 1, and then you're going to work a butterfly puff into that chain 2 space. And then we're going to work a puff into that chain 1 space. We're going to work another puff in the next chain 1 space. And then in the next chain 2 space, we're going to work a butterfly puff. And then in the next 2 chain 1 spaces, we're going to work 1 puff in each. We're going to repeat these 3 steps 2 more times around. Okay, once you're done with round 3, you are going to join with a slip stitch to the chain 2 space. Now is a good time to change your color. And then chain 1, and then work a butterfly puff in the chain 2 space. And then we're going to work a puff in the next chain one space. We're going to work another puff in the next chain one space. And then we're going to work another puff in the next chain one space. And then we're going to work a butterfly puff in the next chain two space. And then we're going to work a puff in each of the next chain one spaces, so 3 puffs. And we're going to repeat those 4 steps 2 more times. Okay, once we're done with row 4, we're going to join with a slip stitch to the chain 2 space. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to work a butterfly puff in the chain 2 space. And then we're going to work 1 puff in each of the next 4 chain 1 spaces. And work a butterfly puff in the next chain 2 space. And then we're going to work a puff in each of the next 4 chain 1 spaces. And we're going to repeat those 5 steps 2 more times around. Okay, once you're done with 5 rows, we're going to fasten off. And we need to make this, repeating these steps 1 more time. And I will meet you back here when you're all finished. Okay, once both of our squares are done, we're going to take one square and we're going to flip it so the right side is facing out. So the wrong side of both are facing in. And we're going to take our yarn, preferably worsted weight, and we're going to attach it to the chain 2 space of the butterfly puff on both of our squares. And then we're going to chain 1, and using single crochet, we're going to go through the first puff on both of our squares. And then we're going to go through the chain 1 on both of our squares. And we're just going to continue doing that. So we're going to go through the puff and the chain 1s. All your chain spaces and your puffs. You're going to single crochet and you're going to end on the opposite chain 2 space of the butterfly puff. And I will meet you back here when you're all finished. Okay, once you're done, you're going to fasten off. And we're going to start working on the peacocks. So take another colored yarn. Doesn't matter, it could be light worsted or worsted weight, whatever you prefer. And we're going to attach it to the first single crochet. Chain 3. And then we're going to slip stitch back down the chain. So 2 slip stitches. And then we're going to slip stitch into that stitch the next 2 stitches. And then we're going to chain 3. And we're going to slip stitch back down. So the next 2 slip stitches. And then we're going to slip stitch in the next stitch and in the next stitch. And then we're going to chain 3. And we're just going to repeat this all the way around. Okay, once finished with all our picots, we are going to start working on the tie, the adjustable tie that goes on top of our wallet. So use the same color that you use to attach your two squares together. So I'm going to use white. We're going to make a chain of 50. And I will meet you back here when you're done. And once you're done with your chain, we're going to turn and we're going to slip stitch back down the chain. And I will meet you back here when you're done. Once you're done with your slip stitch, we're going to tie a couple of knots at the end. 3 is good. And then we're going to cut off the ends. And now I'm going to show you how to weave in your tie. Okay, I am gonna weave in my ends and I will meet you back here in just a moment. Okay, now that my ends are all weaved in, looking good. So now we're just gonna make the slider. So now we're gonna use another colored yarn, a worsted weight preferably, and we're going to make a chain of 4. And in the second chain from the hook, we're gonna single crochet. So 3 single crochets. Again, chain 1, you're going to turn, and then we're going to single crochet in each single crochet, so 3 single crochets. And we're going to do that 4 more times for a total of 6 rows. Okay, chain 1. And then we're going to grab our little wallet and we're going to wrap it around our ties. And we are going to attach both sides together using slip stitch. Okay, then we're going to fasten off. We're going to tie our little ends together so they stay secure and we can weave it in later. And then we just want to turn it so the slider, the seam is facing the back. It's a little difficult, but just try your best so it's in the back. Okay, looking good. So now we're going to tie a little knot at the bottom of our ties. Once we're done, we're going to weave in those ends and we'll be right back. Okay, we are all finished with our wallet. Yay, it's so cute. If you want a thicker wallet or a bigger one, yes, I definitely would use a worsted weight. This is a light worsted that I used, but I did make one with worsted weight and I'm going to show you guys the one that I made. So here's the one that I made that's a little thicker that I made with worsted weight and color changes. So it's really your preference, whatever you prefer. But thank you so much for watching my tutorial. Make sure to comment, like, share, and follow. Happy crocheting!